We ended up going triple OT?
Yeah, 15-9, guys. You know, make it a little bit stressful for poor Gob, but here we are. We're underway. Pistol round. Great guns in Banana. Heroic taking an awful lot of space. And just one man tabseN here to deal with all of this.
Four-man stack A.
So much Banana space immediately with no resistance.
Yeah, and tabseN, he'd be hard-pressed to win the round. Or at least just survive this initial onslaught. The whole team's coming his way. They've gotten across. Calling for backup. tabseN, he has got backup in the form of dual Berettas. This was all part of his plan.
Oh, they're ready for this. They're all playing Banana. They know exactly what's coming. Like, look at this. The smoke to block Banana. All right, guys, your retake's done.
Yep, here we go. That makes
playing.
That's not a great smoke, or it is. Wait, never mind.
You were right, Yanko. It's not a great smoke.
Sin agrees with you. We've got Molly as well when they need it, if they need it. Nice tracking from Shush. 2 on the Glock. Awkward now for the CTs. That bomb's gone. One duel, one man. It's tabseN. He's dead eventually to Stown. Grimbo struggling to find the head. Does so with the last bullet, but now just looking to try and take some more players with him. And he does so onto Shush. The jump will punish. And Heroic get that pistol. Yeah, you're right, Chad. That smoke really did kind of lock the door.
I think Heroic are really good at changing the strat, Yanko, because when you see 2 smokes, a flash, and a molly, you're expecting like a coffins and a CT and then probably a molly sight and go, but they only needed the 1 CT smoke. So feeling it out, I'm not sure if they're expecting more resistance. I don't know. It's just interesting to see. This is what I think it was. The lack of resistance in B made them just go for a single little smoke situation.
Yeah, I think they just, it was sort of an audible, right? Realizing
it's very quiet.
That maybe they also see big and see that they like to do these stack pistols. And it's like, okay, if it's not the stack, just save the smoke and we can adjust doing it. And that just, it's terrible feeling for big.
Well, this
terrible feeling for Grimbo.
Yeah, this one's done. All right, call it 2-0 start. We're going to see hopefully a save out of Mantu if he can get out of dodge. prosus and tabseN over towards B, and this one's done. He's not going to save. All right, I think Cadian, he's probably a bit miffed after map number 1.
Yeah, looking for that reverse sweep. I mean, Chad, you were vocalizing that you thought that you know, Big's chances of Inferno, in particular, making it clear that you felt like Ancient was a compulsory win if they wanted to have a voice in this series.
Especially with how the second half started to trend. If they had won that first map in a commanding fashion, with the 11-4, 14-4 lead, if they had like knocked them out single digits, and then you come in here and go, oh, shit, Big are on form today, they're looking hot, there's some good decision. The fact that the game got drawn back into such a lengthy affair and then Heroic were given that whole second half to wake up, now this feels like it should be destined for the third map.
I think like Heroic would wake up regardless. If the game ended 16-4, I mean, they would still have the conversations in between, they would be pissed off and Cadian will kick them into high gear, right? And I think we would see them definitely better on Inferno. If anything, I mean, sure, I think it hurt Big a little bit that they couldn't close it out sooner because it's also very tiring, right? But I think it's a good sign that they managed to have the mental fortitude despite all the advantages that they had and the match points that they didn't really capitalize on to, in the end, still win and still beat Heroic on Ancient. So
well, that's what we were discussing, and I was bringing up that the kids, right, the Sin and prosus might start to whimper as the moment gets a little bit more and more closer to that 15 mark. Because for them, I think this is still very early on in their development. I feel if they had lost that game, that previous map, you know, that kind of has echoes. You go back and you look at all the issues that cropped up in it, and those type of losses, they do leave a mark. So I think it's important that they were able to get it across the line eventually.
And I haven't heard your opinions, Yanko, regarding that Cadian interview. Did you get a chance to read through
it? No.
Okay.
The written one.
Yeah, it was over on HLTV, just talking about how they weren't playing to their philosophies and principles. I think one of the main quotes standing out was, what's been disappointing to me the most is the way that we've been handling ourselves inside of the game. And me and Chad had a brief conversation about this, about how, you know, it's quite a public way to be critiquing your teammates or at least vocalizing some of your...
Yeah, I know, but this team has been together for almost a year now, this lineup, and the core without jabbi for what?
A long time.
A long time? So how are these issues popping up still?
Exactly, and I referenced the fact that he made it in the interview so that his players would know he's now, you know, publicly putting this sentiment out there.
I mean, I said it after the Cologne loss, I said I think they need a roster change because it's been too many events where the sort of same issues have been happening. And I think whoever is the person that he is referencing in that interview, saying like that person's attitude isn't great, I think they've had plenty of opportunities to
fix their attitude.
Fix that by now, right? So at this point, I know for Heroic it's hard to make a roster change. They are looking for someone to be a culture fit as well, not just a good player and all that sort of a thing. And yeah, it's also hard to make changes when you're not terrible, but you're not accomplishing the things you think you should be accomplishing.
Treading water, right? A playoffs team is good. A team that can make it to grand finals, that's good as well. But it's all about winning the trophies.
Exactly. No one's going to be satisfied just being in the top 5 for 2 years. It's all about the trophy cabinet.
Kenny's juggling some nades out of spawn here. It's something that Heroic do quite well. So let's see if he can help facilitate this harassment towards top banana. They are going to smoke and molly the half wall to get this control. And they're going to get it, well, I'm not going to say for free, but tabseN and prosus don't want to contest right now.
And something that Heroic does well, I feel like they understand the meta and like the timings, and they do things a little bit differently to exploit that. Like here they're setting up for an A hit, trying to exploit the timings. They understand that Big doesn't have B control.
Well, the double flash really locks out the AWP, doesn't it? Mantu tucked back into the site.
Reeks of a mid to B split though with that util.
You don't want to give it up. The shadow from TeSeS. Such a signifier for Mantu. He pulls the trigger nicely. tabseN bolstering the B defense now as the commitment comes in, staring at a smoke. They might have to go through this prosus. He's being tested here. tabseN flashes through to ensure that he can maintain. They still have control of the B site here. Sjuush behind enemy lines limits their rotation options. Someone has to be aware of this. Jabbi goes down to TeSeS. A solid find on the flank.
This is what we saw on Ancient. Some of these moves from Big we really enjoyed it on their T side, especially when TeSeS overcooks the pooch. They wanted to help out this B defense. tabseN and prosus still here.
Yeah, but they're not ready for Sjuush, are they? tabseN's so distracted, especially with that fake plant. It's a free frag. Could be 2. Time is of the essence.
They're going to get it down.
Just in time. Safe plant. Mantu can't stop it. 2-on-2 though. Maybe if he waits for Crimbo, they'll go back through. Crimbo, what have you got for us? Flashbang. Could be the difference maker here. You smoke CT. Kid available right next to that bomb, so it's just a question of finding the frags.
Means they're worried about ruins.
He's only got 9 bullets as well. Has to be precise. Crimbo first contact. Doesn't choose to flash. He chooses to mantle up, but not ready for Sjuush in the off angle.
Save.
Trying to save the AWP. Cadian gunning for him. Does tag him up, but looks like Mantu will manage to get away.
Just tried to do too much, did TeSeS. Right? I understand that his teammates are under an awful lot of pressure there, but they hadn't taken any contact, and he's already given away a kill. Right? Sure, the push was in, but you're looking to delay time. Crimbo the whole time hadn't even rotated. That was the wildest thing for me. Why is he still over towards A? What were they worried about coming into play there?
I think Ancient scarred them, bro. The amount of...
Some of the over-rotates they went for.
The amount of times they got caught out or running out of time into a stack, like it's a nasty feeling.
But I want to praise the patience from Heroic. That looked almost like a fallen team's round, with the fake planting and the last smoke to plant in the smoke and waiting for the lurker to really come into play. Also for Sjuush to not really lose his cool, not seeing anyone, feeling like he needs to help his team out. So a great round from Heroic.
Maybe that's why he didn't move, because Sjuush was still alive and expecting the apps lurk, but still. Damage early into the AWP. Mantu gets 2 for his troubles. Crimbo, another, and Sjuush with a bit of space towards long. It's just Crimbo over towards the pit position for now.
That must have felt good from Rushley, right? You caught all of that. That was a top observing performance. As this looks like a top performance out of Stown. 2v4 now 3. Bomb site's lost.
They're going to win this.
They are. Unless Since Deagle's looking sharp. They clear him. Great headshot. Puts it all onto Stown, and he can't do anything about it.
Can I take that one back, Alex?
Caster's curse. It comes on through as the first big clan round is found, and look at the juice that they pick up as well. That should be an AWP and 2 AKs coming through when you only entered with sidearms.
I don't know what's happening. Like, I know the guys talked about horoscope yesterday, so I don't know if my moon is behind the sun and over the star, but I've just been so negative. Like, what is Stone doing there? Like, what is this obsession of having to play 4D chess? Like, you're in a 2v3. They had a saved op, and they're on a half buy or maybe a force buy. It's like, why don't you play with your teammate?
Sure.
Like, that's an easily punishable play. And like, you're going into Boiler to do what, bro? For someone who's coming on a late lurk to be like, oh, I'm already here, and then they'll save in the 2v2, like, sick. And if they do something, thank God someone's running a bit more. All of a sudden, your teammates left to, you left him out to dry.
Which is essentially what happened.
If there was a 1-for-1 trade, even he's screwed. Like, just play more together, guys. And cover the bomb planter.
Yeah, that's a key in Counter-Strike.
That always triggers me. I used to have to plant the bomb because all my teammates were uncomfortable with planting the bomb.
Funny that.
It's like, yeah, and then no one covers you, and we're in a 5v4. It's like, how?
I feel you on that one.
Lots of pressure here. A minute on the clock. Defensive smoke drop back sights down. Already going to take the confidence spike. Can't hit the shot.
Oh, it's really uncomfortable for Stown now. Maybe he can find prosus on the edge of the smoke, but he does well to hold his nerve, hold his sight. Still a lot to be done. Sjuush has managed to equalize, and that was the defense gone. With prosus and tabseN dead, they think they can get the bomb down. Maybe Sin can disrupt. That smoke's not got long for this. Yeah, he's aware. It's fading. They don't plant. Oh, they're committing to this. Counting on Sjuush, and yeah, not flash, no problems. Collecting that frag. 9 so far from Sjuush. He's having a T-side hit.
There he is. Slowly but surely.
We'll be saving.
Well.
Or do you let him go?
Maybe.
C1K, you're an idiot. You don't know anything.
Oh, now they're just... Wait, between, come on, guys.
Mantu's saving, but Crimbo's let him go.
Okay, they have a kit. They have 2 kits, so... But he's like in wood.
Yeah, maybe he gets 2 on the exit.
He could get 2.
And you let the AWPer pass. So wasn't that like the high damage kill?
Yeah.
Like,
you could have denied it.
Now you're dead.
Yep.
Oh,
no, I'm with you.
And he played so well yesterday.
He played so well in Ancient just then.
He did?
He was phenomenal in
Ancient.
Ancient.
We were filming a funny thing.
Oh, I hope it's funny.
I hope so. Harry was laughing. Usually when Harry laughs, it tends to
end up
being funny. Yeah. I think this was the one, like, that was the only play prosus could have made. It's like he had the flash from a teammate. If he gets that more kill, then that's really good for tabseN and prosus. But when he dies there, it becomes a much tougher round.
I'll run boost in middle. Mantu lands straight into a flash, sees nothing. Cadian aggressive, and Banana has 3 to deal with. Sin's already on that rotation back to bolster the A defense. So Banana control will be stalled out for now. Sjuush with some util at the ready if called upon. And TeSeS and jabbi working on this boiler and halls control. So Heroic getting what they want here.
But what do they want for the finish? Remains to be seen. Cadian's asking for util, and looks like he's got other intentions.
I wonder if that was a misthrown smoke at A. I'm just looking at Crimbo's POV right now. There's a CT smoke that just is sitting in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they're about to try and punish them, aren't they? They're committing up. Mantu flashed off the line. Doesn't have answers for middle just yet. Sjuush allowed to crawl through. Sin stepping loudly into the AK of Sjuush. Another frag from him. Still 4-on-4. And no one on B has budged. There's another smoke deployed. Big are doing a lot with their slowdown util. This time disrupting that B commit. Now they have to pivot back. This pendulum swinging again with 25 seconds. They're testing Mantu. Couple of flashes on jabbi, but he's not in a position to throw them, so they will have to just take these fights. And that is what Mantu was hoping for. The first is good, the second is better, and the third is round secured. As jabbi leaping out to his demise. Mantu no scope required as the quad kill comes through from Big Clan's AWPer.
Oh, tidy stuff.
Love that.
Light work, and he's had a couple of impactful rounds with the AWP. Ancient especially had that collateral round in Donut, had a few early moments in that first half where they managed to pick up 11 rounds. Now here when Big need them to try and draw some rounds back on this CT side of Inferno, he steps up, grabs them their second round, and, well, forces a timeout here for Heroic Exist with an opportunity to get on the mic.
And Rushley, a chance to get you on the mic. Rush, are you kind of mad you swapped away from Mantu for that one?
You know, it happens. You know, I mean, let's see how good it was. Yeah, a little bit mad. But I mean, you know, we see in the replay. You know, it was.
It's fine, Raj. That comes with experience.
He was in a 1vx situation.
And we all know what happens when the observer doesn't swap in a 1vx.
Yes, true. But honestly, I do like breaking that rule a lot because it can be broken.
You are
just
a rule
like living
breaker,
dangerously.
You are a rule breaker.
That one is definitely a rule breaker that I could have easily done that, even if Mantu doesn't get the kill.
So why didn't you?
Well, you know, I mean,
Didn't follow the rules.
You know, I'm just trying to do my job, all right?
You think you've been losing your focus, mate, with all the baking.
You are crazy, man.
Focus on the job a little bit more.
I'm destroying, bro, right now. Yanko, don't come back over here, right? I'll make you come back here, man.
I haven't
physically
played a single CS2.
On Inferno again, Rushley.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I'm not giving you another Inferno. Next Vertigo game.
Yeah, make him do Vertigo or Nuke, something with a bit more complexity.
Oh, yeah. You want to do a crosshair round?
Yeah, do it.
There we go.
Oh. Well, Sin. Crosshair out. Nade good. How many can he get? Looks like with tabseN's help, there's only one casualty.
Was Sinbad a pirate?
Sinbad, yeah.
Yeah, he was a pirate?
Yeah.
But it was with an M, no? Or N?
Sinbad, I think.
Really? I think it was with an N. Let's have a look.
Yeah. I remember Sinbad from my childhood. Sinbad the Sailor, fictional mariner.
Wait, so he wasn't a pirate?
Well, he was a mariner.
What is that? That's just like a. Is that like a politically correct word nowadays for a pirate? We can't say pirate anymore. That's banned. Am I cancelled now?
It just means you're
pirate.
I think it just means you're a boatman.
Mariner. I have
a sailor.
Okay.
All right. That occasionally robs other people's stuff.
Well,
he's from Baghdad.
Baghdad isn't on this coast.
He's going to be a very early pirate. Well, sorry, not pirate. So, not pilot, pirate, captain, sailor, Sinbad.
Yeah, he gets one there. That's wild. 1-for-1 trade real quick. Not a great buy for Heroic.
Crimbo's searching. He's having a look. How much is he going to...
He's just seen what Mantu did, so he's like, how hard can it be?
tabseN. Chipping away at those two, but he's going to have to give up banana now. They know that. TeSeS, this is a ballsy little push he's going for here.
They're really scared about long. It's open, and that short smoke made them think that Heroic took a bunch of space.
They're playing with the rotations pretty well, aren't they? They're in. How do you retake this if you're tabseN and prosus? You might already have to give up the site.
Oh, you just got owned.
And also that previous lurk from Shush probably played a point, and not for Sin though. He pushed banana, so understandable.
Oh, pushing, dying. The hands of Shush.
Go for it, Crimbo.
Damn, that was
worth it.
That was a really satisfying round, I'm sure, to call. Like the fact that you
how well it all played out,
and the fact that you still had a lurk after the fake. Ooh, yeah, that'll leave you feeling pretty shell-shocked if you're big clan.
So I suppose what they need to do is try and get full banana control. But if teams are throwing the half-wall smoke on the T side with the molly behind it, I don't even know how you can't contest immediately. You need to do it in waves, and at that point, it feels like they're being outmaneuvered by Heroic already. So for them to go for an all-in, it looks like they're bringing Mantu over. Do they want to use him aggressively? Apparently not. If you post the AWP up, then maybe, just maybe, you can give yourself that 1-4 setup. But look at this. Springing straight into action. The AWP in apartments. Crimbo and Sin to try and deal with this.
Go on, KDN, what you got for us? A smoke is what he's got. It's been handed to him by Crimbo.
Helps them understand the setup. He saw the trajectory, knows that came from the balcony as opposed to the pit. And they have to worry about long again. There's actually been nobody watching middle. There is always the possibility for a slip up mid to long. Big have not acknowledged that whatsoever. So tabseN is tasked with it, rotating back. I hate this. That's the position I used to play professionally, and you're rotating back. If you had bad info, if the comms are late, if you don't understand how much time that you're working against, they can be so deep.
Well, this time, no harm, no foul. tabseN retains control of Arch side.
He had a nice little smoke from like CT spawn for long, which now allowed them to clear long. Now he has the info. He knows they're coming B. Use your nades, guys. prosus, use your smoke.
Ooh, there's the orb connecting. High flash. Mantu, you want to peek off that? That would be brave. He's nailed another. Should be enough for the squad, you'd think. As KDN, he turns tail, trying to hope that jabbi can jump through the flaming hoop that is this pit side. He's found the first, but will he be ready for balcony? They know Crimbo likely plays here, but still he finds the frag necessary.
Just needs to live now.
And just survival. KDN dead to Crimbo, swings through for it. Closing the gap and solid work from the big defense.
Got the ult back as well for Mantu, so that's great because he got another 2 kills there. So the Mantu multi-kills on the AWP, we're starting to see a few of them mount. And a timeout for Big. You got the round recap on the screen right here. So pistol with conversions and then some for Heroic. And now it's been a bit more of a back and forth nature. Janko, you got to coach with timeouts in play. Back in my day, we only had the 2-minute timeout. I don't think we got to the point where there was a 30 seconds, and even still, I doubt we used them. If you're Big right now and you're taking a timeout, what do you think jabbi's talking to the team about before getting back underway?
I think it's definitely, for this round, it's knowing that their buy, if they buy, is going to be all over the place. So probably reminding the team to use some of their utility early, not allow Heroic to get in a position where they can easily close the distance, you know, based off of scouting what are some of the main things they like to do in these rounds, what to pay a little bit of extra attention to, and maybe hype them up a little bit if someone's energy is a little bit down, try to get it back up.
Well, they've gone for the full banana control on the T side with that smoke half wall. Like we mentioned earlier, you don't want to brave that, you don't want to risk it, which allows them just to waltz on up. So there is potentially an awful lot of B pressure to be applied. There's smokes and mollies and, well, the noise is coming.
They're coming, yeah. Full commit. prosus aware with the incendiary deployed, but what?
Just prosus. Do it all.
He's gone too. The Tech-9s connect. This is an uncomfortable Listerine phase 4 Big Clan.
Yep. That half-wall smoke is a problem. I'm trying to think about what their option is to deal with it. Unless they have
for
like
CTs?
the 3/4 smoke and then the molly half-wall to flush them back as that's fading would be one of the plays you can go for. Is they can't keep... It's quite apparent. Heroic are going to get banana control when they want it, and we've seen long open quite often for Big as well. There's 2 clear issues of information and control of the map that Big just don't have. A 7 for Heroic already, so already a...
Well, the only thing you can hit them with is like a combination of nades before this, like on a timing where the smoke is going to start fading as you're actually making your play, right? With the deep smoke, the deep molly, and then the flash that comes in for the guy if he has close wall behind the smoke, right? It's very timing based, that sort of a counterplay.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like they have that up their sleeve right now.
It's either that or something with a boost further back or trying to boost over the wall, but that's hard since it's easy to hold. You know, that's the only danger spot for the T's.
Yeah, I think Mantu was flirting with aggression there, but that smoke cancels his plans.
But now they have to worry about the execute B behind that smoke, and right now Heroic are already gearing up to go fast there when it was the 3B opening from Big, so they're out of position again.
Yeah, and it really puts a lot of pressure on these two in the open. Whoa, that's big from Sin. He had to deliver there, and he's done just that. A double kill. As the whole squad was charging towards him. Now that does take the wind out of the sails of Heroic. Cadian dropping a smoke he just retrieved to try and keep that pressure up, and now it's all smoke and mirrors. They're trying to find a gap long side. Should be no way in now. Look at this positioning from Mantu. It's perfect. Stand staunch for the first, but Cadian at least takes the AWPer down. Stops it from being a perfect round. Cadian and jabbi in limbo. You're in CT, and you've got 2 on either side. Now, I guess essentially it's a fair fight. Nice angle. You can see Crimbo safe from that library clear. Perfect.
Cheeky from Crimbo. He understands his positioning very well. Like, I think Crimbo is sound as an individual, but I don't think of Crimbo as a player who I go, oh man, Crimbo's aim is sick. I think just the way he approaches scenarios, his awareness of where he needs to be and his positioning is very strong, unless he needs to retake B, which we learned earlier on in the half, apparently. But this is a great round.
Here you see why it's important to smoke apps and why they smoke apps early. They don't smoke apps because they see danger apps. They smoke apps because they know they're recon A right now. And if they smoke apps, they'll have an easier time even with 2 guys to get some kills or buy time until help comes in. Inferno is one of the maps that gives you the best examples of using utility not for your own sake or even on the site you're on, using the utility because what's going on the map as a whole, right? Like Heroic used to do these great mid-round re-aggressions on B, on CT side with 3 guys, right? And the important thing is, as soon as they show themselves on B, that's when the A guys use a smoke. Because a lot of good teams just play off of reaction. When they see that they don't care that they died, they know that on A there's only 2 guys and they will speed up. But it's harder to speed up when you have to run through a smoke, when you have to go through a molly and all these things. So,
oh, aggression. We see the G2 smoke thrown through. You can nade out of that if you wanted to, and Crimbo certainly got some lineups cooking, but TeSeS, he's trying his luck on towards the mouth of Banana.
2 important pieces of utility there. G2 smoke and then obviously the window molly, right? A different variation from Crimbo being able to do it up close and personal. But just, again, to Yanko's point, stalling out the default towards A so that it gives them more time to stay in this formation over towards the B side of the map. And that is a beautiful HE. Straight down the gullet, follow up with another. And good chip damage done to multiple players.
Prosus, though, he's just eating that flash. He's isolated. That's what you need from a teammate. tabseN steps up to save as they hunted him down. Wow. And then with a FAMAS, no less. They're making a lot out of this here, Big. Covered nicely. Sin in support. This is a forward position for the CTs. We need to see the trade. Where's Sin? Cowering behind the sandbags, but patience prevails. Nearly all 3. If he had the USP, he does so. Sin converts, and it's tabseN and Sin locking it down and breaking the Heroic bank balance as well towards the end of this half. Big look to leave with the lead.
Okay, well then apparently they do have the move to retake the top Banana. That was perfect. That's exactly what you wanted to see, and a response that maybe could have come in a little bit earlier. But tabseN, the first time round, missed the nade.
That's why he came in swinging, you know. But yeah, he basically saved the round for them. If he doesn't get those 2 kills there, prosus is dead and the round is pretty much over.
Oh, more aggression. This is what I want to see. When they know they can take these type of fights, deal with these pistols. This is a bit of an Inferno classic. Normally, I used to get abused all the time. They would just run straight down mid and Banana and completely clobber us. So that's a similar fashion. Aggressive play, get the round done and dusted nice and quick. They can't bait out your nades. They can't draw out the clock. 7-7 going into the final round here of the first half of the second map. And the winner of this finds themselves in the playoffs. So it's going to have to go the distance if Heroic want to be in that conversation today. Bigger playing great. Like, considering the circumstances, considering still a newer roster, we haven't seen an awful lot of them. It's been a bit of online Counter-Strike for them. We had the whole Cologne scenario. Let's see if they can win the half here.
The problem with these smokes is, Fnatic used to throw a similar smoke a while ago, is that if you respect it too much, it's such an easy way to fake. Like, if you're never going to try to fight through it or do something, well, they can just throw it and leave one guy and go away, right? And meanwhile, you're paranoid about, oh, the smoke, oh, they're doing this, maybe they're doing that, and they're just sort of executing A on you at that point. So
you're completely out of position. You have no information. Nothing worse than being in the dark on Inferno. At least here they retain top mid control.
Yeah, for how long?
tabseN has a full belt of utility, right? So the smoke and the molly, if they do feel any pressure like now, they should be blocking over towards B. And there you have it. There's still an extra smoke on tabseN available. Sin has cheated over to help them out, which is going to put more pressure on Mantu now, who's been smoked off. So it's all on Crimbo.
Yeah, Heroic, they've got what they wanted. Cadian pushing that long smoke to catch off that library rotate. Not looking at Sin, rounding that corner. Nice find. Tried to turn the flash, but a little too premature on that. Crimbo locked in on coldzera for the double spray. Still Stown and Jabbi standing up, standing tall, and a spray from Sin secures the half. Big lead with the lead. Could this really be the 2-0? Playoffs on the line. Heroic, they need the reverse sweep. Stay tuned to find out if they've got it.
sides, KD nails the shot. 3 kills from the captain.
I stay in my lane. I keep my feet on the pavement, and don't you ever mistake it. No, this ain't never been a game.
Tell me where the competition. Seem like they all been missing. Never made a wrong decision. It's got me walking different. I stay gassed up. Please point the opposition. No scope is no joke. Just know I aim with raw precision. I went and got my bid up quick, 100 figures. They once was competition, now ain't sitting with us. Been on a wave since we've been away. Snatch the game, now we here to stay.
I told my mama I make it, I make a couple mistakes, but see I stay in my lane. I keep my feet on the pavement, and don't you ever mistake it. No, this ain't never been a game. I told my mama I make it, I made a couple mistakes, but see I stay in my lane. I keep my feet on the pavement, and don't you ever mistake it. No, this ain't never been a game.
It's that you can't touch me. Things get ugly, they mad now. This all must be a whole new level to count. I'm packing on the pounds, pulled up with the dog hound, and I still had time to shut it down. Now you see them all screaming my name. See them trying to switch to my lane. They ain't never fit that frame. Only present when the cash came. Plenty days I've been on the road chasing. No legend ever said they was complacent. Nah.
I told my mama I make it, I make a couple mistakes, but see I stay in my lane. I keep my feet on the pavement.
Hot stuff coming off the presses here in the CS2 camp. That's right, a lot of people getting a lot of access now, just trying to figure out how to play the game. And spraying seems to be one of the most contentious talking points across the board so far. However, one thing that has made its way to the very front page headlines is going to be this. Yes, that is Darude Sandstorm, of course, played to you by the Bells on Inferno in CS2, and as this develops more, we will keep an eye on the different tunes and jingles that are able to be created within the game. Reporting live, it's Trace from Space.
Both sides, KD nails the shot. 3 kills from the captain.
BigClan looks solid here as they look to take it in 2. This is for the playoffs, and it is in that upper bracket. Both teams successful in their first endeavor. Big taking down Monty, Heroic versus the Rooster. It's Group B of ESL Pro League Season 18, and I'm joined by 2 of my most esteemed colleagues. We have Janko Wine, Kate Paunovic, and of course, Chad Sponge Birchall. So we get ourselves ready for what could be the final half of this one. What do you reckon, Janko? We see in the distance, we see in Mirage?
I think so. Okay. A lot of it depends on how the half opens up, but Heroic known for their strong CT sides.
Yeah, and they did look like they had a lot of good ideas on that first half, Chad.
Look at the odds. Smack down the middle.
Damn. Okay.
Right.
Let's give some respect to BigClan and what they've achieved so far.
That'll make the sound cue.
That's geeky.
Well, the jig is up, isn't it? That's going to get lodged in the side of KD in there. So tabseN has done enough to put them on high alert top banana, and they're about to come waterfalling out of apartments. TeSeS and Sjuush to defend.
I've seen Sjuush hit some crazy shots so far. Can he do it when it matters most? This pistol round, as Janko highlights, requires heroic efforts. Oh, what a flashbang.
What? How?
The frag. How does that happen? Super Kevlar from Crimbo. Couldn't finish the job. Well, Heroic struggling now. Cadian trying to isolate these duels. Nice work. Running him down. Finds the first of this 2v4. Should be nothing more. Crossfire's established. Cadian running out of bullets. Still hitting shots though. And yeah, now completely out of bullets. He's going to have to use his knife if he can't find another one. Now it's all up to jabbi, who's hit the necessary shots. Cadian doesn't have anything but a knife. And tabseN, he'll close on the Glock. That is...
What do we say,
around?
What do we say? Do you know how many rounds the Big tried to give away on Ancient just like that? Oh, God. There were so many that they did, actually. I'm having a hard time taking this seriously.
No, here the problem is actually they don't want to lose the round so much. They're a little bit too turtled up. I mean, the setup isn't great because there's not really crossfires established. They're all coming from the same sort of side, just at slightly different angles. But in the end, they get it done. God breathes a sigh of relief.
Yeah,
well,
I was feeling bad for him during that moment. You could see after kill, he's going, all right, we're going to cross the line and only just. But that is 3 out of the 4 pistols for Big so far in this series. And a real opportunity for them now because they have already dealt with this force. 3 players dead while we're still discussing the last. Just 2 to find of Sjuush and TeSeS now. And as soon as they're dealt with, it's going to be Heroic into a full eco. 11-7. The score should be. I spoke too soon. TeSeS, bucket loads of damage.
He's dead now. Surely they run through that and spray him down. No, they give it respect. Flash, waiting for the push. He's actually still going to be allowed to get away. And yeah, there is even a nice little weapon there. I think that's an MP9, a smoke grenade as well.
At least they didn't lose the bomb. That's probably the positive.
Yeah, they're looking for Sjuush, and I mean, with his death, the round falls into place.
5-7, that range on the head.
I could see it. I could
Pimble
see
was
it.
alone, no trade possible. But all right.
Sin has to pivot.
Okay, so essentially 11-7 the score should be now. Unless Big, they'd have to really give over the next round something cruel. TeSeS hanging around to see if he can find himself an upgrade. But tabseN too wise for those silly games. It gets him through the smoke, removes the 5th and final of the round. And there'll be nothing residual carried forward. So there could have been a 5-7, there could have been a MP9. TeSeS was clearly looking for something a little bit juicier over towards Banana, understandably so. But that's left them up a creek without a paddle. And the no. Not like this, Heroic. Heroic, not like this.
So 3 Deagles, a Scout,
I hate this.
M4.
I really don't.
They really want to...
But what's the really, well, like, what's the... It's just shock and all. I mean... But that's the...
And then just picking. It's like when we were playing Inferno the other night. Someone, you know, giving up a death top mid in the first 15 seconds and we lose the round.
Who was that?
Well, you were a couple rounds, Jank. I didn't want to say anything there, you know. Hey, man.
Happens.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. But it's fine, Chad. You know, they'll just save the armor and then they'll buy the good guns next round, right?
Well, one would hope.
No harm, no foul.
One would hope.
Except they won't have enough money for the good guns.
I really don't like the financial decision that Heroic just made. I can't even justify it at all. I can't begin to justify it. They lost the first map and it was a map that was close where they had to work. So if you're doing it because you think you're that much better than your opponent, you can win without util and full guns, well, you got proved on map number 1 that's not true.
I think I even saw them do this against some other team, and that's how they ended up losing the game a couple of tournaments back.
Damn it. Ents do it as well. Ents are a team who like to go for these type of moves.
Where it's like, they're not even, it's not there was one guy alive or no one alive, and then you know you're going to hit them with a hard reset. It's not like
3 players alive at the last round.
There were just one M4.
Which they had to buy.
TeSeS didn't have armor. Cadian has a scout. What's the plan? The only thing is we're going to surprise them with this buy and just steal around based off of that. But you should have enough confidence in your CT side where you're just going to, okay, we lost the pistol, we lost the force buy, eat the eco and play the gun rounds.
So now they're in a position where if they wanted to force again, right, Jabbi could buy a Silence M4 and have Kevlar.
No, they're not buying.
But look, if they bought last round, why the hell not this round?
It becomes too silly. It just becomes ridiculous, you know.
Well, they've hedged a little bit, so some light investments behind this M4.
Like, you know, if Cadian called another buy, if I was any player on that team, I would say, I would take a timeout and say, bro, are you high? Like, what's your, are you trying to lose us this game? You know, like there's a point at which there's a line, and let's just say that was the line, Chad.
Okay, well, will not be crossed.
Yeah, it just makes it easier for Big because you're racking up rounds without having to do much, right? Like you just have such a big advantage.
Giving them easier rounds
in freeze time. If you don't just mess up.
Flash is bad.
Oh, the frag is good. Double out of
They know
process.
one more is there.
They know exactly where you are, Cadian. Trying to chase him down with that P250 and some little bit of lady luck involved in that one.
Oh, not a bad nade at all.
You won't be able to do that in CS2.
Yeah, I had the same thought. That's going to go skyrocketing like a Maltese firework, I think.
Yeah.
Going off at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Is that a special
9
type
PM,
of
yeah.
firework?
You should. If you come to where we live, Yanko, at any time in the morning or afternoon, it's just fireworks galore. They're celebrating at the moment.
Fireworks.
What are they celebrating?
So essentially,
Most of the time.
it's to show it's to show off for your little city or
like
town.
Flexing your neighborhood. It's a battle of all the neighborhoods. Who makes more of noise?
Okay.
I think so, because we can't see any colors in the middle of the day. But the race is on. The amazing race. One of the greatest reality TV shows of all time.
Shush is ahead of this.
Can win this.
He's got the envelope.
And he could have the round. Whoa! Great adjustment from Sin. He was caught out there, but still gets the crosshair on the head in time.
Canadian has Canadian. Canadian has a kit.
Canadian.
Can Canadian do anything with this one?
I'm looking at his name. I'm reading it in my head. Canadian. Canadian
Can Canadian?
Happens.
Does. I've just got Darude Sandstorm stuck in my head from those damn bells.
12-7.
It's better than the monkey with symbols it usually is, though, actually. I welcome a bit of change.
A 5-round gap has now been accrued by Big, or given over by the Danes. The guns are finally out here in full force on this CT side. It needs to start now if Heroic want to take this to a third. Otherwise, the eruption from Big will be insane. We'll highlight it again. This roster changed throughout the break. They made the sacrifice. Their academy team qualified for Cologne. They couldn't play with their full roster in Cologne. That was another setback. Blastfall Groups was, as the team had just come together, obviously didn't go fantastically well over there. They come in here to Pro League and they're taking on Heroic, one of the best teams in the world, and they might be winning 2-0 to lock themselves in for the playoffs. So this is going great guns already, and this nade perfectly placed, perfectly timed, straight on 3.
Oh, and he could even finish it off with a beautiful smoke spam if he's feeling so inclined. Molly to isolate, didn't clear it, didn't clear his corners. A free double for TeSeS. No one looking or shooting at him. The third comes through the smoke as well. prosus desperately trying to claw the round back, but instead he just puts them deeper in the hole. 3 bodies littering mid brackets. And not a single one of them heroic. That changes now. Mantu given away back in.
Mantu's been good in some of these moments with the chaos for multiple AWP kills. He has only 35 seconds left on the clock to try and achieve another, so I think this one is going to go down the gurgler and given over to Heroic.
This fight, however, if TeSeS gives it to him, which he has...
Still 2 on the side that have to go B, and they are.
And he is going to be tucked in on Ruin, so if they smoked it, if they flash it and jump across...
Mantu just needs to run first to find them, and Quimbo can maybe trade them. That's their only way to win this round.
Oh.
Cheeky.
Jabbi, that's round winning.
Oh my god.
Gets the plant at least around the corner, away from the nade.
3 bullets, 3 opponents.
Oh, shot.
I like how you just tee that up, you know. Oh, wow, it could be this sick highlight.
Yeah.
And they just miss it.
But you have to. Yeah,
I know.
You know, I want to make sure.
The timing of it was great.
Yeah, I always appreciate a layup. That was exactly what I needed.
And you never know what's, well, yeah, sometimes
you never know.
you know. Sometimes you do know.
Yeah.
Ah, all right. Well, Yanko, I'm gonna start a bit of a discussion right now. Do you think Heroic didn't take that save because they knew that if they had, and then they went for the buy into that next round, it still wouldn't have been a full buy like we saw for the previous? Right? They were. I know. It wouldn't have had the. It would have been like glass cannonade. It wouldn't have been all the nades, all the kit, everything. They would have been light on slightly.
I mean, just that, but I don't think that's the reason you would force again. If anything, that's the reason you maybe don't buy everything.
As much in the first force buy.
Yeah, so you have those nades if you really value them so much. They're using the half-wall smoke as well. Big.
I like seeing with G2 do it and they exploit it on the right-hand side with the one-way. And like Hooksy gets in front of it or Nico gets in front of it based off spawns. And just you only have to use that once to keep them on their toes.
Oh, problems now. Serious problems. Testing them. Ultra side. And a good shot as well. Nice from tabseN. He's nailed TeSeS. Cadian does connect the trade.
And the bomb's down and...
You got nothing. Nothing at all. Crimbo's going to try and change things as he does leap to action to maintain any mid-funny business.
It's going to be a minute-long save, so let's bring Rush in for this.
All right.
Hello?
Hey, Rush, what do you like to do with 45 seconds of save time? Have you worked it out yet?
I usually just wait for Jay to go live, and then I just like look off into space.
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah, what do you do?
There we go. Now look, I can just...
Right. So what if every time this happens...
Bye, Rush.
Oh, well, he can't hear me now.
No, that's all right.
Oh, that's great, Rush.
Thanks.
Right.
All the viewers are going to be very happy with that one, Rush. Thanks for thinking about their audio. That was great from Jay. See how he faded the clock into the scope of the orb?
That was
both
nice.
Cylindrical.
Yeah.
See, mute your mic, you muppet.
Are they closed? Oh yeah, my mic was on. Sorry about that.
Nah, you're all right, man. It didn't cause any audio interference at all.
Oh, none?
Nah, it was perfect.
I did hear a slam down there, so...
Rush, have you ever Rubik's Cubed?
I used to know the algorithms back in the day, but I didn't remember them. You have to go left, right, up, top, left.
Are you playing Street Fighter?
Yeah.
No.
Up, down.
I think that's a
Is that
right.
Fatality or?
The Konami code.
that's from Mortal Kombat, actually.
Actually.
Rush, will you play the Valve Hates the Game character for us? Not right now, but I'd love if the people at home could see your Valve Hates the Game. Yeah, give it to us. What are people saying about CS2, Rush?
They don't care about the game.
Normally he swears a lot more, so he's having a hard
swear
time.
a lot more.
Premier mode's terrible. It's trash.
It's
not better than Face It, man.
There's a bit more tact when he normally does it, so we'll see if we can get you a TeamSpeak version, everybody playing at home.
Thanks to those early forces from Heroic, Big has enough money for another buy. They tried, a sort of a faster expo on B. Heroic was there with 3 players, didn't work. First round, first gun round, they just got mowed down. So not really much information for them, at least from these round losses that they could use in future rounds. Okay.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, it gets better. It's down. Ooh, nearly pieced together a recovery. Needed to finish off Sin to fully right the ship.
This is where I don't envy having to be Cadian as the AWPing in-game leader, because if his team, as we discussed during map 1, Alex, they're not being proactive, they're not taking the essential initiative, that's where he's going to be micromanaging the macro. And as soon as you're talking and your focus is on the radar and somebody steps into your line like that, I'm not saying that's what happened. Right there, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what the comms are. I can't tell you one way or another, but I can tell you that Mantu just out-AWPed Cadian.
Yeah. And it could very well transpire into a 13th tabseN. Lick at his lips. Sprays down 2. Big Clan 13 imminent. As jabbi still yet to move a muscle, just cowering in fear as they do go through the motions of clearing out every nook and cranny on this A site.
jabbi has to save. He needs to drop TeSeS gun into the next round of play. It's 2,400 loss. So they will be able to get a buy across the board as long as jabbi stays alive. But tabseN is already starting to hunt. I don't know if he'll let any of his young guns off the leash. 3 players once upon a time in the academy roster all over towards the A site as the big boss man in-game leader tabseN is having a look to try and find jabbi and this AK-47. This would be a big kill.
That's a big save from jabbi.
Now this means that we will see a Heroic full gun round. Otherwise, maybe a SMG for one of their players. But 13 now confirmed, and that was how it started. Found off Cadian, a good trade there from Sin, and Stown trying to be desperate to find a few kills, and that isn't the first time we've seen Shush searching, looking the wrong way.
Rooster making a cameo.
Shout out to them one time.
I would love to listen to their comms to just see how much German seeps in, because we know with Zentaras it was always quite a bit coming through. We know they had Smooya for a while. I'm interested with Mantu just to see, how much of it is English, how much is in German. I know for a lot of these guys, they don't have any issues with English. They'll do interviews with us and stuff, and we get to talk to a lot of Germans, and we know their English is great as well. So I would just be interested, knowing the history with Big.
Oh, I'm just chuckling to myself thinking about that God B clip with Smooya. Owen, go heaven! Where do you want me?
Yes.
Where do you want me? Oh, Mr. Battlefield.
Well, this will be a tactical timeout, the third of which called by Heroic exists. You can see the coach chipping in on the mic, as they are looking to pick up another CT-sided round here. Only 2 to their name so far, Heroic. Is going to be another one of these uphill battles, but they've been able to come back from a much worse scoreline. We'll remind everybody, it was 14-4 and then 15-9 on Ancient. So I don't think Heroic feel like they're done and dusted just yet. But if they lose this one, that's probably the game going with it. Another molly they won't be able to do in CS2. You can't get the half-wall molly off the skybox. See the instant reaction top banana, the T's remollied car, somebody extinguished immediately, which now means to Big that they're likely going to brave that and play in front of that. And they're not going to really give any of their attention over towards banana whatsoever. So a big rotation from Heroic to bolster this A site. Shush, Stown, Jabbi congregating now to deal with this. TeSeS also playing Speedway.
I mean, this is too late to just go A. They need to chase Cadian out of banana or at least throw a flash. Otherwise, there's nothing preventing Heroic from being in a 4A setup just waiting for you.
That's a good tag, isn't it?
There's no smoke left for the pit player, sure.
But I don't even... Okay, so TeSeS is on a flash for Jabbi, okay. Because I was going to say, if you're that deep speedway, you're not really 4A and you're not really B, just pick something.
Has to be A now, 35 seconds.
Yeah, even Cadian's moving over.
TeSeS still has a flash available, but he's disconnected. Stown.
He's got a lot on his plate now. Molotov out of position. Double mini pit setup. They're going to be cleared. It's a nice find, but they might overlook the second. This is the opportunity. Oh, too many on his plate. Crimbo leaps into action as the 1v2 gets awkward for Mantu. 14 seconds. He has to find this site player now. Jumping into Jabbi. The no-scope doesn't connect. And Heroic, they fight on their third CT round, but also 3 of the last 4 going their way. Big Clan, they're losing their grip.
Haven't had many roars from Cadian like that throughout this series so far, so that's one of the first. So maybe starting to feel the heat with the, well, let's say the lack of intensity from the team, I would imagine, right? And a good round to win. Sure, it was heavy trades over towards that side, but they're still in a situation where the finances aren't great for the Danes.
How can they just go away? Like, how?
This is what I'm going to put with the newer roster side of things.
The only thing is, like, you're just hoping that it's 2B, right? Like that they did it all, so you think it's one guy B, you're going to chase him away, but there's just a guy hiding in the cubby, and otherwise it's just going. If they had more utility, so then I see, okay, but they're negating a lot of these angles with utility and they have faith in there, or if they split the site, and then you're like, okay, one of the players is isolated, so it's actually a 5v3, but this is just, we don't have banana, and it's also so slow. Like, Heroic can have any setup that they want, like from a macro perspective, it's just a little bit confusing.
The same thing happened in the first half with the banana control that they were opting for on the CT side, or the lack thereof, and then they brought the response in later. I just think at this point with Big, it's not ironed out in terms of the protocols and the way that they want to approach the decisions.
It doesn't matter. It has absolutely... Okay, I'll stop talking now.
I was worried
Alex,
about that.
start talk. Janko, stop talk.
Worried about that. Oof, chip damage on
if the AWP gets in pit.
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable, and Mantu's even got the flank on Stown. They don't know about it. Oh, Stown turns around somehow. Miraculous. Dig themselves out of trouble here, and threatening round all the same. Man, that was a couple of pistols. They get 3 kills. They do recover the AWP, but that was hanging on by a thread.
Rush, did Stown turn back in time, or was he getting shot at when he turned? Because that right there, we only caught the tail end of that. Did you see?
I feel like Mantu just missed like a shot or body shot him, and then he just flipped.
Wow, okay. That is a bit of a mare from Mantu there.
See if I can catch it on the delayed feed.
Because we definitely get it from Stown's POV in the last moment. So all the flurry goes on in Boiler, 2 kills. I guess playing 2 in Boiler as well against a lighter buy. That's also a curious CT.
They maybe misjudged the buy.
Yeah, Stown only had 5 bullets in his M4 when he did this as well. 5 bullets. Yeah. Okay,
so he definitely shot him. Whoa.
Damn. 13-11. Heroic keeping up the run. But guns are back out now for Big, though. Perhaps an audible scope there. Not sure. Mantu presses his eye.
If they don't pressure top banana like Janko wants, then they can just stay 4A.
You can't even just now so taking mid is also so late.
They need a porch molly. They've gone for a deeper lock. They're not expecting people to be close mid. What?
Yeah, but why not?
I don't know.
They could be.
I don't know why they're not expecting
they could not be, but they could be.
Yes.
So you're just what? Like hoping, believe me, guys, they're not there.
I think so. I actually think so.
Like what? And what you said doesn't count. It's not about because tabseN is the in-game leader. So did he forget that you need to chase the guy out of banana, which has been the thing since Inferno exists the last 7 years?
And Cadian was just sitting at the top of banana, not worried about anything, right? After the exchange, he's not worried about them having this banana control and pressuring it whatsoever.
Like, if you're trying to do this, you need to do it much faster. You know, you need to try to take mid control without much utility much faster. You could see that even Heroic, it took them a little bit to get into this 4 mid setup, but this is just terrible.
How bizarre. I've said that a couple of times this day. Hold on, Crimbo and prosus hitting shots. They can't plant, can they? The AWP, it's got a smoke on it, so yeah, he'll spam away, but prosus will sweep through, find the headshot on Cadian.
I don't know why.
This can't happen. This won't happen. 1v3 for prosus, new addition. Now only 2 to find. He knows he's got to take an active duel. Trying to isolate, and he's hit another one. prosus trying to come up clutch, come up big for Big Clan. Holding it, holding it. This is a horrible way to lose a round. prosus, will you check it? Will you check it? Not in time! Oh, no! What a way to lose it! Oh, he did everything right until he didn't.
But that might be enough to help get them back into things here. Sure, Heroic get the round, but they lose everybody, and their buy is going to be a little bit bleak here. I think they can get an AWP, 2 M4s, maybe 3 if they're lucky. It is going to be 2 M4s and AWP.
Look how this looks from Heroic's POV.
It's too easy.
Like, these are TeSeS' easiest kills of his life.
There's no flash, and all they were hoping to do, and it's worked for them before, was establish the AWP of Mantu watching the long side. Oh, yeah, I think Shush is counting his lucky stars there. Again, just postured quite aggressively forward.
prosus had him, he just whiffed.
Yeah, that's when the wiggle of the mouse and the crouch spam can really get you somewhere. And, well, talking of getting somewhere, look at this. You can see there's a lot of presence in pit from the T side. Uh-oh, it's down. It's down. No trouble onto Mantu. There's actually a bit of trouble now, brother.
Oh, no!
Not connects. This is ridiculous. What Counter-Strike are we witnessing? They've got the A site now. TeSeS catches a nade on long side. It's up to jabbi to try and take these duels in unison with TeSeS. Ahead of the smoke, but spammed on down. prosus having a round. Another triple kill from prosus. Not happy with how that last one went down. jabbi takes his head off.
No, they can plant now, so the 40-second timer will begin. And jabbi gets to play out this 1-on-4 by saving. Why are they playing close mid in 2 consecutive, well, not consecutive, but no, it is consecutive lighter buy rounds. The other one where they lost to the Glock burst, and then this one.
I think they're expecting a buy both times, really.
Because they misplayed both
last time they miscalculated, I feel, the economy from Big. This time they felt, because they're in reset territory, that Big is going to buy to reset Heroic.
But they reset them anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, even if that's the case, it's not going to be an optimal buy, so there's a danger of some pistols and Mac-10s running you over. I mean, you combine those 2 rounds with the call to force...
What was that, round 3?
Round 3.
After forcing round 2.
There's been some really questionable calls from Heroic on the CT side.
They've put themselves in a position where they have to do it the hardest way. We are at the tail end of this game, and going into the next round, either team only gets 1,900 loss bonus.
4 guys are at 1,500.
This is the worst place to be, and they have to shove all in. So Big have the game in the palm of their hands.
You almost think if jabbi had a better chance of winning that 1v3 than they have of winning this round.
True.
Nice way of framing it.
In MR12, he would have gone for it, Chad.
In MR12, the game would already be over.
Who would have won?
Actually, I'm not sure.
Big. Because they need 13.
All right, Heroic. Any more twists and turns in this one, or a Big really going to snatch 15 away? Next round will only be with 1,900 smackaroos to every Heroic player's name. So saves, integral, or winning the rounds would probably be the best way to go about it if they could. And see again, and this is Heroic having way too easy of a time over towards B. The fact they can play 4A again, Cadian's not under any pressure, and we've already had 50 seconds go by.
Right. Is this not what Yenka wanted, to have that in answers top banana?
They have answers, but the thing is as well, they don't know exactly what's on the side. And as that smoke comes in, that's happened at 1 minute.
And the problem is Heroic was taking banana from them. So now that Heroic is giving it, they're a little bit paranoid. Okay, they're giving it to us because there's 3 guys there and they just want us to execute, you know? But Heroic just has to sort of risk it. And although we see jabbi actually, and TeSeS is going towards B now.
Yeah, that util and the information. Oh, he needed the frag. prosus is gone. TeSeS does bolster the back defense on A. Smoke to delay. Sjuush playing close quarters. This is where those pistols can work wonders. Heroic, they were backed into a corner, but the SMGs, or rather the 5.7s, have connected. It's TeSeS with the multi-kill, and no scope out of Mantu to start off proceedings. He'd need a whole lot more of that. Needs the bomb, needs a frag. 14 seconds and counting. Boxed in. jabbi converts it, and Heroic backed into a corner. Chad said they had to do it the hard way. And do it they do.
Cadian, I feel like he's having to do that here to try and pull his team into it, right? I understand this team has played a lot of arena matches, not always quite successful. This is a game against Big, a team that they dealt with a month ago very handily. It was easy. But today they're being tested, and the first map they lost. The second map they're having to come back yet again.
And this is why the name of the game, when you do default, you have to apply pressure. Like every space that's given to you, apply pressure, take it, you know, earlier on B, like you said, even on A, they can't be having a smoke with 20 seconds left. If you're gonna go there, or if you're doing that and knowing that's an option, you need to go in a way where that smoke just doesn't murder you completely, and that's what happened to Big.
Oh, Mantu, brave. This is pressure early.
Kingston saw.
Yeah, he definitely saw the barrel.
Oof, that's an easy way to open up the account for Heroic to tie things up.
Well, Heroic can win it now. So this is where the game is going to flip-flop. Because they're down a man, it's unlikely for them to try and get back into this in a 4-on-5 situation. The economy is now completely in Heroic's hands if they secure this round.
And that's why you see a team like G2 sometimes, you know, Nico or Huxi on B, sometimes even foolishly die, or because it's important to apply that pressure. And when you're playing like that, you're doing it even when you're not doing it, because the danger of it is always there.
Well, Molly in the hand of TeSeS here takes an awful lot of damage, but dumps it. Buys himself enough room to get away, but the pressure is being applied with 45 seconds.
Yeah, he's just holding it, gunning it. And that should be the first. tabseN turns around into jabbi. jabbi does manage to find a double. Advantage Heroic. Still maybe a conversation to be had.
Cadian's going.
He is pushing through. Cancels the plant prosus. That's big. And that's even better. Crimbo catches knife out down. Not expecting that Ruin's forward position, but prosus has to get a lot of the credit there.
He's had so much impact in these last batch of rounds. And now it's Sjuush retaking with an AWP.
I'm very impressed that he hears that flash and immediately gets off the bomb, gets his gun out in time, and they get the 15th round. Gob has got to be happy with that one.
But this could have caused me to break something as well. Because what happened? Why did it unfold this way? Which is, luckily for Big, they won the round. It's because Crimbo didn't stay to cover the bomb plant. He was immediately into Ruins.
That's true.
To be a sweaty little gamer and get the forward position.
But they're in a number disadvantage then. Right, but that was different as before. They were in a 2-on-2 last time.
But I mean, if you cover the plant, if you cover the planter and he plants the bomb, and you're still in a 2v3, and then you can make the play.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't know if prosus either saw or heard the flash, or maybe he just fake planted, or maybe Crimbo heard Cadian running. But in either way, that's why he was allowed to get this kill, right? Yes. But if prosus had died, then Crimbo would have been out of the round, and it would have been over, right? Because again, not really team play, but more so looking at what play can you make.
Oh, and have they done enough?
I almost hated that it worked.
The question is, have they done enough? 15-13. The finances, the economy game, it's a cruel mistress here. Big back in control, and that's after giving away the opening pick.
They won a round with less, so
but they had it with 5.7s before, Janko. This time they've gone for meteor equipment.
We'll see if Big has learned from that just 2 rounds ago and is a little bit more aggressive in their default, baiting out some of those nades.
prosus is up towards half wall on his own, so it doesn't look like that's going to be the case towards B at least. And we can see the setup, Cadian, TeSeS and jabbi locking down the B bomb site. Stown and Sjuush with all the work to do over towards A. So one of these... Oh, a lot of pressure coming now. They're up mid, flashing forward. Brackets control has been taken. It will force the rotation out of Heroic. Mantu searching again. They allow this kid to search a lot with the AWP. Warning shot fired off the back of the flash.
Getting away from that. Then keeps the pressure on.
They don't have any flashes for this B execute. They can smoke CT, they can smoke coffins, they can get 2 mollies in towards the back of the site. Hey, Cheese, it might take them too long to get this together, but it will truly just be Cadian. Nice. Sure, jabbi's got 1 kill. They need to rotate now. Oh, huge gap in the smoke. They have to go.
Oh, tabseN hunting for Cadian. Isolated, but TeSeS pushes forward at the perfect time, launches Cadian into orbit. It's tabseN sent on the space program. 3-on-3 though. Spamming for the plant, can't find him.
No kit.
Big Clan 3 frags away from the playoffs. 3 frags away from sending Heroic down a peg. And doing it in 2. No kit present. Time is of the essence. jabbi, hands on his head, Mantu. He takes him a step closer. Playoffs, 2 clicks of the mouse away as Down and jabbi, they don't have time, and Mantu's got all the shots. They doubled up, they'll take the shots, and there's no time here. Down all in for naught, and Big Clan are off to the playoffs. Season 18 is theirs, and they do it on the easy mode. 2 wins, taking big scalps.
That one's going to feel real good. 2-0 against Heroic of all teams, and the way that they approached the game from start to finish, 11-4 in the first half of Ancient. They were flying out the gates. Then the young individuals had to stand.